Hello everyone, and welcome to another Toon Kind at 12 FPS. I am one of your hosts this time zone. Tonight, morning, I don't know. It's night where I am. I am Noodle or Pasta or Udon or whichever variation thereof y'all are feeling like today. And obviously, I'm a professional because I know what I'm doing. For sure, definitely. And I am joined by my very lovely friend.
Hi, I am Blaze, and I am happy to be joining the very incredibly wonderful, talented Noodle here
E.
on this FPS,
Yeah.
which are already in
We
part two, but
It's
don't worry
fine.
about that.
No, don't worry about it.
Don't
It's
worry
not
about it.
take two. There's no take two. It
No,
doesn't
there's no
exist.
proof.
Shush.
There's
Yeah, we're professionals.
We're
Um,
professionals.
but speaking of someone who actually is a professional, um, a certain phantom thief of Villestown,
Mm-hmm.
because it's been long enough ish
Ish. Ish.
since the previous heist.
Yeah.
It's been just a little bit. There's been some rumblings here and there throughout town before
Mm-hmm.
finally before Animus, thankfully, because
Yeah.
nobody wants to deal with the mess of a heist on Animus. That's just exhausting for everyone involved. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Christmas specials
there
and
has
all that.
yeah. But well, there has been a calling card and a heist. And well, this time it was not an art museum, but instead a piece of clockwork jewelry that was stolen.
Ooh.
Of course, decorated quite extensively with rubies and garnets, as is the general shtick of the spirit of Villestown.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But we turn our camera away from where the searchlights are and where things have mostly popped off. It seems like the cops are just arriving, their red and blue sirens blaring in the night.
Mm-hmm.
And we pan away to someone else
Mm-hmm.
who may have realized that tonight might have not been the night to show up in town again.
Look, she wanted to get a bit of shopping done. She wanted to enjoy all this nice, lovely snowfall. It's nice and cool and crisp out. It's just, she can't just stay home just because some guy somewhere might be doing some shit. It's like, that's stupid. She's not going to do her schedule around this.
Yeah, there's generally things are happening all the time everywhere. Everything happens so much all the time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and she's
Uh,
just hoping to
okay.
find, a nice quiet
hmm
area. Just vibe, just chill.
So, how long would you say Spica's been in town?
Um, well, it's probably not a set time because she would likely go back to her base, so it's more like she comes, spends a day or a couple of hours, and then heads
Yeah,
back.
like how many hours would you say she's
Uh,
been on her shopping trip?
oh, on this shopping trip tonight?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just this one.
Okay, got it. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
hmm. She's handing me 2 hours, maybe?
Two.
Yeah,
All
mostly
right.
because like spending her time just like looking around and just being in this disguise and
Mm-hmm.
setting up this persona character, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe just
So do
enjoying the night and everything and just
mhm.
whatever.
You want to roll me survival to see how successful this trip has been? Being able to, find your way through town and
Oh yeah,
find the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
stores you need.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
might be why she's taking so long. Okay, never mind. She has at least a decent survival, but the roll is
Mm-hmm.
going to come down to the roll here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. One. Oh, okay, never mind.
18? Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Um, but because of that, will you roll me perception at disadvantage?
I can do that. Is there a thing for disadvantage, or do I just roll twice?
I know Avre can do it, but I don't know about Dice Parser. Otherwise, I just put dis right in front of the D20 or whatever.
Is that one the exclamation mark?
No, that is slash roll dis and then D20. Like that. Only with the exclamation point in front of it.
Oh, it is a exclamation point. Okay.
Yeah, don't put the parentheses. That's just to make sure that it didn't actually roll.
No, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
10.
there we go. A 10.
Okay.
And with a better
So,
modifier. Oh, well. She's she's just chilling. She's having a good time.
yeah. She's, well, we know that she is focused on her shopping.
Yeah.
Because that was an 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Whatever she's looking for, I'll say with an 18, she can find it.
Yay!
For sure. But because she's so good at finding what she needs,
Yeah, she's not as
the gossip
such
out and about town. Yeah, there's whispers of something that's going down tonight, but oh.
It's not her
And
monkey, not her circus. She's trying to avoid the plot, thank you very much.
yeah, it was fine. It was fine. It was cool. It was chill.
Mm-hmm.
Until there was rumblings a little bit, down the way in town, and something big is kicking up. And oh, there goes the coppers.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Huh.
That's a bit familiar, isn't it?
It is, probably just look at that as like, well, I can always walk away from that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And let's see. For someone else who is out and about, let's see. Because there's someplace he needs to be going. But does he find this way? No! That's fantastic. Because that helps us.
Yeah.
Because while a certain phantom thief has been making his getaway, planning to go to, the place where he actually has a hideout, because he has one in town. It's not just a certain someone's apartment.
Of course not.
No, because having just one hideout is not the greatest idea. That leads you into parts of town that makes you run into people that, for sure, he also may have underestimated the plot. Because, Spica, you turn a corner and hear something that you might remember, might not. Up to you, Blaze, if you want to roll for it. But it is certain magical effect of someone teleporting in the shadows.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
For funsies, I'll say she remembers it.
Yeah.
But of course doesn't see any look on her face. Her face is just, the normal, just like the neutral expression, probably.
Yeah. At which point I gesture up to, because I'm so clever and totally planned this, to our title card, as there is a beat where instead of, the previous very fancy, flowy sort of scarf that you're not sure might have been silk, might have been some other fine fabric, there is definitely a heavy sanguine red cloak around the vampire, heavy air quotes around that vampire's shoulders as the bat ears tilt down flat back, and he just kind of tilts his head to the side, and you see the dot 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 appear in the air right next to this tune. Oh fuck, not you again.
Oh, please, that is my line.
Really? I mean, this is kind of my home turf, and we have established you are not from around here.
Exactly.
Like,
you just teleported in out of nowhere. You think I planned this?
I don't fucking know. Detective bullshit, even if you're pretending to be a detective, happens here. I'm not. Again, do your research about this bullshit. Ugh.
Oh, but maybe
This
I
is
have.
supposed to be a
Maybe this
normal
isn't a
heist.
coincidence, like you said, and I planned it all, and this is all my research come to fruition. And really, now this is getting boring. I can't even finish this ridiculous sentence. Seriously, think of something better. Or do you lack the brain cells to
That
do
sounds
so?
like a skill issue. I have plenty of brain cells, thank you.
And yet you have yet to prove as
Well,
such.
it's not my fault that the bloody lights are everywhere, and I don't exactly have, ease of access when certain things limit abilities.
Once again,
Forgive me for the fact that you're the one walking down shady streets.
tisk tisk, shifting the blame, skill issue on your own. And really
Skill
now.
issue? It's not a skill issue when there are limits on magic.
Oh, of course it's
Forgive me for
not.
not being able to wield the weave and twist it to my very whims as if I were a god.
Exactly, skill issue. I
Ugh.
mean, you act as such. Seriously now, complex
Since
much?
when? No, again, since when? Do you give me. I mean, ego, yes, obviously. I. But to the level of a god, I think. I'm pretty sure I'm not quite there.
Mm, sometimes it takes an outside perspective now, doesn't it?
You want to roll insight?
Sure.
As he is just. You are given the flattest look. Again, blind mask, you cannot see any expression from the upper half of his face.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit, that's a
But
dirty
yeah.
20.
Hot damn. Um Something tells you that this guy seems to think he knows what gods are like
Mm-hmm.
in ways that, your average Joe walking around can be like, ah, yes, the gods are such and such. This guy
Mm-hmm.
seems to have a pretty damn grounded opinion, or at least
Mm-hmm.
think he does.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Uh huh.
Unintentionally solidifying her thought.
Yeah. As well as the fact with that 20, um, he seems far more relaxed than any other heist that you have encountered him.
Hmm.
Even like the faked heist, where he
Yeah.
was quite theatrical in his staging and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He's fair to guess the one where you saw the lights in over yonder. Seems like he might have made a pretty clean getaway.
Hmm. Fair enough. Hmm. Now, look, you can jump to your conclusions and go on and all that and make this far more dramatic than it needs to be. But the simple fact of the matter is, this is nothing more than a coincidence. An unfortunate one, considering I was trying to avoid whatever noise and fuss was going on and simply get a little bit of shopping done, but that's it, I'm afraid. There's no
Literally a detective
conspiracies.
walking around Villestown. I don't. I. Alright. I believe you that you did not intend for this to happen. However, good detective, have you forgotten about this thing called the plot?
Yes, and I was trying to focus on my own plot, thank you very much. Everything doesn't revolve around you, you know.
I'm not saying. Not personal, like lifetimes or stories or anything of the sort. I mean, like the general omnipotent force of the plot that decides to toy with everyone's lives and, decide, oh, I think this would be funny, so I'm going to make this happen today, no matter the whims of those involved.
Well, yes, but
That
I'm not.
plot.
Okay, clarification given. In
Mm-hmm.
that case, considering I am off out and about buying things of necessity. I am not going to just simply sit home and cool my heels because the plot may or may not do something inconvenient or decide to have a bit of a laugh at my expense. Most of my shopping is still done. Most of the things I have already managed to buy. And if this is the mere inconvenience I suffer from going out and about today, honestly, I do not mind it. A slight annoyance, yes, but a trivial one.
Grand, thank you so much. Love hearing that my appearance is simply trivial to the masses. So
I
grand,
am one
wonderful,
person.
delightful.
Good, because again, you are not that important to me. You said yourself that you did not want whatever between the two of us. My investigation into you is done. It has been concluded. You are not some villain. You are a thief. And there are others of which to deal with you. So why should I waste my time looking into you when there are other things that I could be doing?
Your investigation is done.
Well, in
Entirely.
regards to you, yes.
Surprisingly, that's a relief.
Well, unless you're holding out on something as to some reason as to why I shouldn't be, but as far
yes,
as I'm
entirely. I'm
aware...
planning on taking over the town and becoming a brutalist dictator with everyone crushed under my heel. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, please, you already convinced me you're not a villain. You're not going to pull this one off, even as a joke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Honestly, I don't think I could even do that if I wanted to. I'd be a terrible dictator.
Yes, as stated, I don't think you have the brain cells for it.
I do. Just a bit lazy on the whole leadership thing.
Oh, I see now. Really?
I don't think I want to tell you any more. I don't like that tone.
Well, that's on you now, isn't it? But, clarification's given. Unless you do something else to grab my attention other than, this plot just throwing us together because it seems to think it funny, then I have no reason to investigate you further. Otherwise, I likely would have been at wherever scene you would just come from to chase after you, or some nonsense that goes around here for the Phantom Thieves specifically.
True, I actually really did want this one. It's a good prize. Actually, let's see if he can grab it.
If he pulls out the crown, I am going to laugh.
Yeah, it's before Animus. He would still have it.
Yeah.
No, that's a
Oh,
three.
it's not a fumble.
It's close.
It's close.
But, alas, he does pull out this piece of jewelry that looks a bit like a coiled snake that, in its fangs, is holding a watch face that ticks, and down along its scales, again, are those shimmering gemstones. And he wraps it around his wrist and, holds it up, admiring it a bit in the very obvious way that, a treasure hunter or a phantom thief admires their prize.
Yeah, and she probably puts a hand to her chin thoughtfully and she's like, well, all right, I could definitely see that one.
Yes, like I said, I don't even think I'll pawn this one off.
Such a shame. There's a decent clockmaker, clockkeeper. Anyway.
Yes, I know of the store. But, a bit more hassle than it's worth to interact with any of that. I mean, the place is entirely trapped, and it would be fun enrichment to get through that and have my picture on the wall, but that would be such a pain in the ass.
Oh.
I'd have to redo everything on the way out.
Redo everything?
Yes, obviously.
So what, you disable the traps going in and then do whatever it is you came to do and then set it all back up going out.
Probably move everything to the left 3 inches and then flip over all the dishes, including the ones with food in them, so that, if the owner tries to pick anything up, there's a giant mess. Because that's funny. Uh, and then leave them scratching their head as to who the fuck got in and did that. Yeah.
You know, considering how oddly specific that sounds, I don't think they're going to be wondering who did it.
No. It couldn't possibly be me. They don't even know who I am.
Okay, but wouldn't that... Wait a minute. Well, then obviously they'd conclude it to be whoever else has managed something similar.
Oh, buddy. You get disadvantage on that one. Your ego. My boy. My boy. You can roll insight.
Okay. Damn, still rolled high on that, but insight. Okay. 17, not enough,
17.
but it's still decent.
Decent. It is enough to get that this thief has figured out at the same time, a different identity, probably. Can't figure out. The entirety might be just him thinking, probably being egotistical, thinking his crime would be, attributed to some other prankster. As he's just realizing, my plan, my mischief. You see the ears droop. Just the bad ears droop in disappointment. Like, oh. Only for a moment before they flick and reset.
Do you want to roll insight this time?
Sure. Why not? Let's see, what is it? There's your insight. Thank you, my boy, for your paranoia. That's a 22.
22, yeah. She obviously doesn't know, like, what she's touched on, because she's given up on that dot, and even if she hadn't, she wouldn't know that full connection anyway. But she can tell that you've made a connection, and for a brief moment, there is just this ever so slug, oh my god, smug.
Fair.
There we go. Hi, I'm here.
Words
I'm awake.
Are hard.
Yeah, words are hard. Yep. Like just the slight turn of the mouth and just like this smug look of because she seems to know that she doesn't have to connect the dots. You connect the dots, and that is enough.
Right, so I'd have to adjust the plan and couldn't do the hyper-specific idea that I may have plotted out several times because it would be funny.
Oh no, what a
Suppose I'll have to
shame.
be unoriginal of all things.
To make
Terrible.
something different is unoriginal, I think you need a dictionary.
No, different from my plan would have to be unoriginal, because then it's just, well, if you can't cause mischief because it would be obvious, then you have to go and do something else that could be attributed to any thief in town, aside from the level of skill of which it was done. Ugh.
Or having to plan outside the box in improv. Do you need an acting
That's
class?
not planning outside the box. That's honestly planning inside the box. You just go steal from a... Ugh.
Only
It's
if
not
you
even
think of it that way.
priceless.
Come on.
Not even that priceless. And none of the clocks in there are... I mean, like, some of them are valuable, but most of them are in pieces.
Oh, all I hear is where. Instead of having some joy at a challenge in front of you, you're just complaining about
Not a
it.
challenge at this point, anyway.
Well, not with that attitude. You just found that there was
Correct.
a flaw in your plan, and now you have to adjust
My
around
plan
it.
was flawless, actually. Entirely flawless.
Mm-hmm.
It'll
Until
just
I
have
pointed
to-
out the very obvious flaw.
fuck you. How about that?
Oh, come now, not without a few drinks, thank you very much.
Ugh. Taken, actually. No, off the market entirely.
Oh, thank goodness. I was worried I was going to have to say something else to put you off.
No. Sight, hardly my type either way.
Oh, thank goodness. I don't have to change myself.
Ugh. Awful. We're changing this. We're dropping this subject entirely. How about that? I'd like that. Actually, let's rewind several things. Let's go back. By which I mean your report being done, and therefore whatever you were going to tell Detective Shannon probably has her entirely uninterested, correct?
Well, I don't know how much any of that is your business, but I have reported to her, yes.
Again, I mean, it is my business if I have to deal with a detective coming after me.
Well, yes, but I'm also not. I do not control what Shannon does and does not do. I passed along the information, and what she does with that information is entirely up to her.
Mm-hmm. See, but here's the thing, because there's this thing called spin, and you can change how information sounds. Like,
This
I
is
can
true.
say that the tiny child detective who runs around here is a tiny child detective and therefore is no threat whatsoever. But on the other hand, I could say the menace who has solved God knows how many murders, and is like a shark with blood in the water whenever something happens and there is the slightest slip up. See, that makes them sound quite different. However, they are the same person.
I mean, honestly, that just sounds like a child with hyperfocus. I don't know what you're going on about.
Did you miss the detail of murder cases?
Look, I don't question children. If you want to question children, that's on you.
I am beginning to think I am the only person with a somewhat normal childhood in the entirety of Inkwell. Who the fuck is unfazed by children being near murders?
Well, that's a mystery you're just going
That
to have
out
to
of,
solve on your own now,
was that
isn't
out
it?
of the is that out of the ordinary or something? I mean, genuinely. How many people? The entirety of this doesn't even question it. It's fine. It's
Oh, no,
fine here.
what?
Nobody's bothered by the grade schooler solving murders.
Oh, well, I guess
Ugh.
grade school is a little early for it, but I
I
mean, not by much.
Not by much.
What?
Hello?
Hello? Yes, how are you?
No, I. I'm in the wrong genre. I am in the wrong genre entirely. I should have never come to this town. Why am I here? He is just head in his hands.
I'm not even
Like,
from this town or genre. I don't know.
I don't care. You're getting blamed. You're the one bringing it up, and you're not the only one here. I'm choosing to blame Vilstown's influence.
Fair enough, I suppose. I haven't been here over all that long to know it. Well,
Ugh.
not as a resident, I suppose, but
Okay.
what?
I'm just like.
Look, you had whatever your childhood was, I had whatever my childhood was, and this little detective had apparently whatever interest he had and is brought in on cases of murder and kidnapping, apparently.
Oh, don't remind me of the kidnapping shit. Oh, there we go.
What?
Nothing. Nothing. Just remembering the fact that the grade schooler was kidnapped. More than once.
Oh, which one?
Why do I live here?
Was it the one with the witches or
Yes, and don't worry about it.
wait,
I regret the fact I live here
wait, why
many
does that even
times.
wait, why does that even bother you?
The fact that a child was kidnapped
Well,
more than
yes.
once.
Well, yes. No, no, no. Okay, let's. Like that part's a given for first and foremost. All right, like yes, but
Mm-hmm.
you're not a villain, a phantom thief. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you even aware of the kidnappings of a child by a bunch of witches who wanted to eat him in a town that wasn't even this one and not even that close by? How are you even aware of
Uh,
it happening?
because, for one, I am also a person who exists beyond the mask. I do have a life outside of, you know, my fun doing this. It's a hobby, really, more than a job.
Okay, so you're more going off of the book than the play. That's reassuring, to say the least.
Yes, it's a. Oh, stars, fuck. No, we're not. Oh, don't even get me started on the whole. No, it's a pun. The name is a pun. The name was a pun. It was funny. It was a pun. That was it. That's all the thought that was put into it. There's no.
What?
Ugh.
You
You're
didn't
getting
even.
into the.
What? Have you not even read the book?
Skimmed it?
Oh my lord. And to think I thought it was clever, but no, it's just a. I'm guessing a last minute name that you just thought up for. Oh my stars above.
There are sweat drops as he's. Well, you can't see where his eyes are, but there is a slight tilt of the head and the ears tilting back of like, uh.
You just like gives like you just hear this most disappointed sigh. It's like almost like you probably don't even have to roll for this, but it's well, I guess you could if you wanted for more, but it's just like it's like giving a detective a puzzle and then them finding out it is a lot simpler than they thought it was, and then they're just like, "What do you mean that's it? What do you mean there's nothing more?"
Hmm. Ah, well, so you see, the complexity behind this is a bit like don't look at the man behind the curtain kind of thing.
Uh,
Again, the enigma is meant to be viewed from afar and admired from afar because the moment you go looking at the details, well,
you mean it starts falling apart, much like when the second time we conversed.
well, yes. Again, which is why we need proper detectives, not people who are masquerading as a detective and also
You seem to keep
unnerving.
changing your mind on this. Am I a detective or not?
I
Because
don't have a name for you.
you never
So you're all
bloody
dressed up
ruddy
as.
well asked, did you? You were more than ready and willing and capable of introducing yourself with all the flair and whatnot that you wanted. Don't even damn well bother to ask somebody else
Well,
their
this
name.
isn't a good point in the conversation. So, well, uh.
She just kind of like gives you a look. You can't see her glasses behind her eyes, but it's just like, come on now. Come on.
There wasn't!
Oh, and you couldn't have.
Pardon me for having to figure out this entire act on my own and guessing at
Well, that's
things.
your problem, and if you can't simply sway an introduction of your own into asking another person their name, really, that is quite on. That is one of the simplest things. Oh my stars! No wonder you didn't want anybody working with you. All this is just falling apart so quickly. This is such a mess.
It's fine. I'm good at the stealing part and the showing off part, and that's what matters.
Apparently. Second you're down for
Getting.
conversation, let's see everything seems to be shot.
Well, it's. There's a goal here, and it's engineering a conversation with someone who is not you or other people. It's specific, okay? And maybe it's just a fun hobby that I get to steal things because it's kind of fun and show off and piss off the cops because they're assholes.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to argue with the latter part of that. Detective or not, heck, cops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. But anyway, regardless, like I said, I have to figure this out on my own and can't really, ask other people about it.
I don't see why not. Though I
There's
guess, again, you're a...
Do you know a thieves' union? A guild anywhere? Do
Yes,
you know of one?
actually.
Because
Yes.
in Villestown.
No, but you didn't ask for that specifically, and you said you had a life outside of this, so I don't see
Yes.
why there aren't people you could ask.
Because then it gets complicated. Do you not understand the point of a secret identity?
Yes, you don't have to give up your secret identity just to go around and ask a few questions, shore up a few things, and get a little bit more information than you already had.
Mm-hmm. Right. Because I'm just going to drop that right here. We're dropping that. That's getting dropped. The point is, it's plain and simple. I can't.
All right, but then you don't get to complain about other people who don't do the same, because if you can't be bothered to do your due diligence, don't get all whippy snippy when other people don't either.
Whippy Snippy, how old are you? Fucking ancient. Who uses that?
That's a good question now, isn't it? But, as much the saying goes, never ask a woman her age. Guess that'll just have to be another mystery for you. One that
Delightful.
well, nobody says you ever have to solve it, because, well, unless the plot does something, and she pauses and just, looks around a little bit, I don't know how many of these encounters are going to keep happening. Because, again, all I wanted was to get a little bit of shopping done. And yet, here we are.
Shopping.
Yes.
And it's dark. And freezing out.
It's not that cold, you baby.
It's pretty fucking cold. It's cold enough. There's snow on the ground. It's cold.
It is...
It counts.
Really?
Yes.
You know what, actually... Hang on. This is... no, I'm not letting this go. Hang on.
Oh?
She unbuckles her jacket belt, takes off her jacket, puts it in her hammer space, reaches down, takes off her shoes and socks, puts those in her hammer space, and just stands there barefoot, hands in her pocket, and just gives him a look.
Are you trying to get hypothermia? What?
No, it's quite
Huh?
nice. I don't... What? She just,
Huh?
lightly kicks at the snow, wiggles her toes.
He, actually steps back away from the snow. And yeah, I'll say it's fair that she could probably notice. That, again, that cloak seems definitely heavier than the previous iteration.
I take it you're a little
She
bit
could
more...
roll perception if she'd like.
Yeah.
Or insight. Whichever.
I'll go with
whichever
perception.
is
It's
more
better than
appropriate.
her insight.
That's fair.
Yeah. But as always, it comes down to the dice. 13.
13. Yeah, that's enough to notice some stuff. Probably took a second because obviously there are animus displays out and about. And it's not completely abandoned.
Yeah.
Stores are still open here and there.
Yeah.
Even if they're not noticed in the most populated area. But there is the faint clinking of jewels against each other. As she's able to pick up on the fact that this guy is shivering to where his earrings are clicking against each other. and that cloak is pulled quite closely around himself. And it seems to not just be for dramatic vampire stature, whatever, of looming with a cloak. It is, yeah, he's freezing.
What in the world are you doing out here if you're that cold? Are you cold sensitive or something?
I don't like it. Not particularly. Rather averse to it, but I don't get to choose the weather now, do I?
Well, not with that attitude, no.
Again, disproves the think I'm a god theory, because if I did, then I would be far more invested in changing the weather.
Now, it depends on the gods. Not all gods can change the weather.
If I was one, I would.
Well, the
Sick
second the
of
weather
it.
starts changing willy-nilly, I'll know you've ascended to godhood or some ridiculousness.
You're welcome, by the way, because I would make it not frigid.
It's not frigid, see? It's
Yes,
nice.
it is. It's colder than the bloody grave. Awful. So you're out here prancing about as if it's nothing. There, it's fine. It's great. It's fine. I think nobody has any fucking common sense out here. Cold.
Honestly.
I saw someone walking around in shorts. Like, who does that?
Maybe I should have changed my attire. I could have been wearing shorts.
Why?
Why not? It's pleasant enough weather.
It's just, she's like, why not? There is an emphatic gesture at a pile of snow. Like, ugh.
Sorry, she just handed me, like, he gestures to the pile of snow. Goes to look back at her. She's not standing there anymore. She's jumped in the pile of snow.
There is one part cloak coming up as a shield and another part wing of just like, ugh, no. What is wrong with you? I don't want to know. It's a rhetorical question. I have so many questions and I want none of them answered.
Well, now, that works for both of us, but... honestly now. And she's actually going to give I guess with his wig and cloak up, he wouldn't notice it, but just like a slight wave of her hand. And she's going to cast prestidigitation to warm 1 cubic foot, which isn't much, but she's basically going to cast it on his cloak to warm up his cloak.
And it is immediately pulled closer around him.
Really now, you should invest in thermal underwear or something.
I have clothes that fight off the cold. Unfortunately, they don't tend to go well with heisting.
Thus, you branch out. Thermal underwear. You can wear it under what you're wearing right now. It's hardly noticeable, and you are warmer.
I don't think I can. I mean, it makes sense, but it would be bulky, considering everything to... that's a bit of costume talk.
Okay, look, how about this? You just give it a try. There's a chance that due to being a toon, all you will have to do is smooth yourself down, and there will absolutely be no difference in appearance. And if that doesn't work, then you at least tried.
Or consider I can just go to a desert or something and enjoy my time there. Or curl up in front of a fireplace with a roaring fire, inside, away from any drafts or snow piles or anything of this awful chill, as soon as I'm free of it.
Yes,
I think
but
I'd like
until
that.
then, how about until then? Because otherwise you're freezing your non-existent ass off anytime you go outside.
Hey,
What?
it's incorrect. But, never mind. Not the time for... I'm not getting into that argument. No.
It
not
wasn't even
getting
an
in.
argument. Why are you turning it into an argument? I was actually just trying to give you a little bit of advice that you could have taken or left at your will, and instead you're turning it into an argument for some unknown reason.
Because I'm cold and thinking is hard when it's cold, okay?
She just casts prestidigitation like 2 more times to make more of him warm.
Yeah, he is. Roll insight. If my chair stops creaking. Probably getting picked up. My mic lights up every time. Rip.
Damn it.
5. Nope. Can't tell why. Even if it's been cloaked, poor guy might just have a gag about being cold in winter.
Aww.
He still seems cold.
Well, she tried subtly, and it's not like he knows it's her anyway, because he seems to be putting no brain cells into this.
Yeah, no. Or if he knows it's her, he doesn't care.
That's also fair, since she's not exactly being obvious about it.
Like, it's a 5. I can say, because he would not hide that. It's clear he does not care the fact that the warmth is coming from someone else. Just that he's warm and not freezing.
That's fair. Actually, I'll also do 1d10. 2, barely. But she'll also just, like, take out that cup and saucer again. And just feel like, well, you could always get something warm to drink while you're out. I'd offer you some again, but you clearly aren't interested in this.
What, your weird sludge drink? Whatever it is.
If you can't even figure that much out, then it's clear you're certainly no detective.
No shit! Regardless, what the fuck is it? I'm sorry, I'm not in the business of identifying drinks.
Oh, fair enough, I suppose. It's a...
Clearly not a bartender either.
Well, I don't know which bartender would have this, but it is... blood, plain and simple. She says before just raising it to her mouth.
Uh-huh. What?
What? You think I'm lying?
What?
You can investigate it if you wish. She holds out the cup towards him.
Let's see. I mean, he like leans over to look. He's not like grabbing it.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah.
There's a definite look of like, are you bullshitting me? Fuck. And does he need to roll investigation or anything of the sort?
I mean, to identify something, investigation sounds right. Right?
Oh boy. I love his
Or I
rolls.
guess
They're so
medicine
good.
could also be argued considering the substance or nature.
Well, for investigation, that's a 16. Medicine would add... No, medicine would add a +6 to that.
Fair enough. Either way though, because I mean, it's not like she's hiding it. She even like gives it a slight swirl. That's it's a cup. I don't know what to tell you other than it's a cup of blood.
Okay. Okay, buddy. Okay. Thank you so much, Juby. He's normal. He's normal. I don't know if her insight can beat that. She can attempt to.
Oh, I'll roll it just because, but I'm even with a nat 20, she can't beat that. So.
Oh, that's fine.
A 17.
Yeah, he's normal.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's clear from earlier that he's like, what the fuck? Why do you have that?
Yeah.
But beyond that, no.
Yeah.
There's no reactions to that. Why would there be reactions to that? Or paranoia?
Yeah.
Or immediately assessing new threat of, hell.
Yeah, no, yeah, like,
Now,
she holds it out for a bit, like, she moves the cup a bit so it gives, like, that kind of swirl thing so we can see, like, how it reacts, like, blood instead of, like, a liquid and whatnot.
Yeah, he is familiar,
Mm-hmm.
much to his displeasure, but he is familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it just levels her with a very flat look of, and you're just drinking it
She just it's
like that's normal.
you get she pretty like it's hard to tell because like she's wearing glasses, you can't see her eyes, but it's just like he gets the
Hmm.
distinct impression she's just giving him like a flat look, looking into his also hidden non-existent eyes, and just brings the cup to her mouth. Seems to take a sip. Some of it trickles down her mouth. She wipes it away.
Why?
Well, I'd say
Like,
for the same reason as you, but it's already been established as to what you are not.
and you are a vampire out here.
Well, you have no proof of that now, do you?
I'm not the one who claimed I was. Well, fuck.
I never said anything of the sort now, did I? I merely
You implied
implied.
it.
I
Uh-huh.
did. I did
Mm-hmm.
imply it. And whatever
Mm-hmm.
conclusions you come to as a result of that are, well, that's on you, isn't it? You said yourself you're no
Mm-hmm.
detective. And she just casually
Fuck.
seems to take another sip.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, buddy. Oh, please pass this and do not be stupid. Please do not be a dumbass. You're a dumbass. Fuck. I love you so much. You're so stupid. You're so stupid, Juby. He's an idiot. Um, there is a slight head tilt.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and fuck, let's see. How well do you hide getting those? Yeah, great, thanks. Wonderful. Um, not sure where they came from
Mm-hmm.
because he's a gremlin with his modifier.
Yeah.
Complete bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as there's the sudden flicking of what sounds like a deck of cards being shuffled in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
Bit hard to see,
Yeah.
but there's the sound, and seems like a fair bit more focus on her with that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like, well, okay, all right, so I'm not a detective. However, I would like to know if there's, you know, creatures of the night parading around somewhere I live.
What?
Just
You think we need to be kept accountable for, have tabs on us marked like dogs? Like some kind of
not like
feral
that.
creature?
Well, more so in the way of I need to not have my neighbors snacked on. Because that would be a problem.
Oh, look at you and your assumptions.
Like I said, this is me asking, being doing the whole communication thing that again you were like, wow, you suck at this. This is
All
me
right.
attempting that.
All right. All right. Then let's start again then.
Mm-hmm.
Question. Go ahead.
Are you an actual vampire?
Hmm.
A yes or no will suffice.
Do you want to roll insight?
Sure. Thank you for your paranoia, my boy. That's an 18.
Okay. She is. She seems to be having a serious thought about it, and seems to be having one of those, like, even, like, inner dialogue things of, like, weighing up
Mm-hmm.
what to do and how to respond. Because it's like, on the one hand, she did talk about the thing, and now he is, and it's talking about the thing, and but also this, that, and the other, and just.
Mm-hmm.
She probably even like starts to pace a
Mm-hmm.
bit too, thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Just have to come out and ask directly. It's a direct question. It's not even any
Again,
fun.
no, I tend to be quite the fun runer. I've been told multiple times. Now, can I get an answer, please? Even being polite about it.
I know, trust me. This would be a lot easier if you were back to being rude like when we first met.
Yes, well, unfortunately, this is kind of an important answer.
Do you actually want to roll persuasion?
Oh my god. Okay. Because that's good. Uh. We can tell which of the two talky charisma skills he invested into,
Oh
and
no,
it's not
yeah.
telling the truth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a 12.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh. Oh. Look, it's. I do appreciate that you're being polite about it. Really, I do. And
Mm-hmm.
look, it's just a little bit much to go around asking somebody their personal information, is it not?
Oh my stars. Are we really playing this game right now? Are we?
Look,
Do you really
what?
want to do this right now? Because I could be far more straightforward and, again, impolite.
Look, I just want a good reason as to why I should reveal such a thing to you of all people whom I don't even know
Because
or
if there
trust.
is a real vampire running about Billstown, for one, multiple people will be after their arse, either chasing them out of town or attempting to stake them through the heart. Which, again, would be quite the bad thing for the individual in question,
That's a bit
because I don't
rude.
think that's a murder that would be solved.
It's a bit rude.
Well, the reasons behind it are complicated. Either way.
Does that make it all right? What do you see vampires as villains or some dark creature of the night to be used as some sort of theatrical flair to your. But the actual beings themselves are not even people, are simply creatures to be run out of town and murdered without a second thought or question to it.
I'm not the one who would be doing it. Well,
You think that makes it
eh.
better somehow?
He just kind of shrugs. My opinion on it is a bit coloured and biased. So, unless we want to get into the details of that, again, a simple yes or no works. So I can, attempt to warn you if those who would be less charitable are out and about. And be like, I should make sure that they steer away from wherever this might be.
Warn me or them?
Mm. Whoever happens to be convenient.
The fact that you would even consider to warn me is something, I suppose.
Hmm. Like said, I'm not exactly in the business of murder. But we've established I'm not the most, I don't have the cleanest morality out there.
How good are you at keeping your mouth shut about things?
Depends on how well I'm paid.
Really? So not only do you wish me to hang on, I need to take a sip of water.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everybody remember to hydrate. Take a sippy.
Yeah.
So not only do you wish me to divulge information, but you wish me to pay you for your silence. Is that about right?
He kind of does like a hand wave. Like, I mean, I wouldn't say no to a few extra coins.
You literally just
But,
said that.
I mean, primarily, I'd like that yes or no answer, which I am still waiting for, as because I can tell when someone is attempting to dodge a question.
Well, considering how I'm not exactly trying to hide it right now, I'd probably be a little insulted if you didn't. It's just a very
Hmm,
important question with a very important answer, and I'm trying to decide how exactly.
because I am someone who knows, quite theatrically, how one can commit to a bit.
Oh,
So
good.
either this is a bit that you're trying to commit to, and apparently really going above and beyond, or there's some other reason to be drinking blood, in which I have more questions. That, yeah, I have more questions. Or this is actually a vampire thing, in which case there are other questions. So I'd like a yes or no. I am or am not a vampire. Can I please have that answer in simple terms?
You know what? She just kind of like does that like hand flick to the side and just like kind of flings off
Mm-hmm.
the flicks off the like the teacup and the saucer,
Mm-hmm.
just like, you know, the dramatic crash off screen and everything. It's like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what? Whatever. You gave up the bit early enough yourself. No, no, no. I've just made a more convincing and better vampire than you did. Thank you very much. I want that to be acknowledged, if nothing else.
By going one step further and being weird about it.
I at least wouldn't have worn things that vampires are supposed to be allergic to either. But really, now I kept to the bit at least longer than you did, too.
Yeah, well, vampires are different and I'm a toon, so fuck you, firstly. The
I'm a
I've
toon as
actually looked
well.
into the mythology and it changes. So it doesn't have to stick to one thing.
Yes, I know that, but a simple bit of misinformation was all it took for you to drop your act.
Well, okay, you have a point there. So then why are you drinking that? If you don't actually need to. Like, I mean, ink, I could understand for toon vampires. Or like, I don't know, something else red.
Okay.
Wine.
Oh,
Wine works
oh.
great. It's delicious.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with that fact here, but okay, look, if I'm going to be spilling things here, turn and look at it from my perspective, just for a moment, if you will. You were asked
Mhm.
to come here for help because you think
Mhm.
somebody is not just causing mischief, but somebody might well and truly be a villain. No
Mhm.
questions asked, a villain, and a vampire to boot. Now,
Mhm.
here's the thing about vampires they tend to have their weaknesses, yet many can be hard to initiate. The
Mhm.
thing about the blood is that it is a dead man's blood, and that is very toxic to vampires. If I seemed to be imbibing it myself, it would seem to be safe to another vampire. He would drink, be incapacitated, and I could bring him in accordingly.
You know, I don't know whether to be disgusted or terrified at the moment.
Oh, please, I
I
actually
think
wasn't
I'm some
drinking it.
combination of both.
Look, I actually didn't drink it, alright, so calm down.
Okay, well, that's good. That helps on some level. But again, the fact that you still possess it, that's
Again,
disconcerting.
look, if you knew of a villain, again, capital V, villain,
Mm-hmm.
was in
Mm-hmm.
town and your friend was possibly in danger, are you telling me you wouldn't do the same?
I mean, I'd have a different approach to
Well,
it.
yes, 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 obviously, you're you. You wouldn't come to the same conclusion, but that's not my point here. Not to mention the fact that I was trying to disable the vampire
Mm-hmm.
without causing immediate death. Pain, likely. But I wanted
Mm-hmm.
the vampire subdued with as little
Hmm.
combat as possible.
Hmm.
That was the plan, or at least one of many plans I had in place since I didn't know exactly how things were
But
going to
since you
fare.
figured out that I wasn't, and you still kept it, I.
Look, you're not the only one who commits to a bit, thank you very much.
There's a level of committing to a bit, my friend. And
Oh,
this is so far beyond that line. I am once again reminded why my genre is quite where it is.
oh, come now. If you'd bought
Oh,
it, it would
I
have been
am going to need a stiff
hilarious.
drink. Hmm?
Oh, come now. If you bought it, it would have been hilarious.
No, no, I don't think it would have been. Fair warning. And those cards flick again, a little bit more insight. And there is just this gleam to the edge of them. That is just a bit too sharp to be normal cardstock.
Oh, great. You're all a bunch of vampire haters here.
No, more like, again, I live here, and if there is a threat, two people here who, I happen to care about when not dressed like this, it would be beyond inconvenient to have to do a quick change off screen.
Listen, I'm the one who showed up. You thought I was a vampire and automatically thought I was someone to fight. That little seasoned shrimp
Eh,
is somebody I actually helped pull out of a fire one time. I have absolutely no interest in causing them harm. They're a kid, for peck's sake. I don't care if they
Well,
go around solving murders.
well, it's not just the little detective that I would like to see unharmed.
Oh, it's the other
Again,
Miss
like I said,
Shannon.
yeah, and other people in town. Again, I live here.
Yes, I
Just
know, and
saying.
there's nothing
Hmm.
reassuring about a vampire clearly imbibing something that is not from somebody. Honestly, vampires can drink several. Well, it depends on if they're real kind or toon kind. It varies. Look, I don't know. You spoke of childhoods. I'm guessing you are unaware, but I grew up learning about vampires in school. They weren't some cloak and dagger threat of the night that may descend upon me from out of nowhere. It was more like, if you're going to have a vampire over as a guest, make sure you invite them in and put the silverware away in case they're allergic. Not that I really had silverware to worry about, but you get the point.
Either way, it's not a. I'll show my hand on this one. We'll just say it's not a general other people thing and more. Uh, well,
Go on.
look, sometimes it's easier to stab first and ask questions later.
Brilliant. I suppose that explains our first encounter then, and I should just be glad you didn't stab me then.
What encounter? Again, still, not sure what I did. Apologize. I do apologize for it, because I don't recognize you beyond that rooftop meeting. I clearly fucked up at some point. But, sometimes things need to go right. And kind of, you know, talking and all that jazz can be for other people most of the time who can clean up the mess after things are settled and made sure that they are not going to be a worse problem.
Anyway, look, if nothing else, you did prove, or at least show on previous account and currently that you are, well, if you're a villain, you're,
Not a villain.
yes, yes, I have said that several times already. Thank you very much. Yes, all I was doing. Yes, I suppose I did end up in a dark alleyway, but as you can see, the dark does not bother me, the cold does not bother me. Honestly, it could be
So
it could be
you're
a
a
bit
mole
cold.
person. Got it.
A mole person.
Yes.
Please, there's no snow like this underground. And quite
Well, it's
frankly,
cold. Probably.
well,
Dark.
it could help you against the elements, honestly. If you were underground in the summer, it would keep you cool. But likewise, it would keep you insulated in the heat and the cold. And thus you could reach an equilibrium, I suppose.
See, you know it. You're a mole person. Got it.
You know, I'm half tempted. I half wish that I left you with the vampire theory.
But you didn't.
Yes, but the alternative was you passing along a lot of false information, likely freaking a bunch of people out unnecessarily, and considering I just calmed down what's likely a different group of people from you not being a vampire, then it just seems a bit of pointlessness, if that makes sense.
Well, the information wouldn't have exactly been passed along.
Mm-hmm.
No, it really wouldn't have. I'll admit I was bluffing for the coin thing. Well, for other stuff it's not untrue, but the stab first ask questions later was. That was far truer. So congratulations, you've avoided getting stabbed. Well done.
Ugh, well, I suppose that's good, as I likely would have had to have
I
either
don't
stabbed or
need to
shot you
add murder
back.
to my rap sheet yet, thank the gods.
Oh, don't worry, I'll just add it to mine instead.
Terrible. Please don't. Not here, at least.
Mm.
Don't let me know about it. I really would rather not.
Fine, spoil sport, take the fun out of everything.
Yeah, I'm just saying, don't kill people in my town.
I was making a joke.
Well, forgive me for knowing that some people won't. I deal with those people far too often.
Yes, it's partly why I
I
make a
hate my
joke.
job so much some days.
Why do you have to deal? Wait a minute. Why do you have to deal with it? You're a phantom thief and not a villain, so why do you deal with this shit? Nor a detective, for that matter.
Spoilers.
What, you are a detective? I doubt that so much. You're not convincing me you have the brain capacity for this.
Okay, for one, rude. For two, no, not a detective. For three, well, no. I need to not brag. Even, I'm not
Oh,
monologuing.
don't tell me
We're not
you're a
monologuing.
snitch.
Not a snitch.
Mm-hmm. And what title have you painted it be to give you a better feeling on what you're doing?
Not snitching.
Mm-hmm.
It's information gathering.
And how is that different from snitching? Exactly.
Because if you snitch, it's. Snitching is when, you know, there's a problem. When, say, there's a pickpocket going around. If I let the detectives know about that and had it stopped, well, so long as the pickpocket isn't taking too much coin and, you know, disrupting the entire ecosystem of thieves found, then causing, well, making a big deal out of nothing is snitching. However, if said pickpocket gets bigger ideas and does start causing havoc, then that's a problem. In which case, it needs to have attention brought to them. Honestly, it's closer to, oh, I don't know, something Oh, the brain just talk about that bullshit all the time.
This sounds unnecessarily complicated. Why even do it? What manner of dirt do they have on you?
He just shrugs. My name was in the papers, and I didn't want it to go back.
Sounds about right, I suppose. Who or what do you report to, though?
Once again, he kind of like holds up a finger to his mouth in a kind of shush motion and
I.
says, spoilers.
Is there any chance you could at least give me a spoiler of simply not cops?
Fuck no, not the cops.
Okay, that's all I want. Anything
Do you
else?
think I would work with the cops? Fuck no.
Hey, initially I wanted to say no, but considering the twists and turns that have happened in the however long we've been in this alleyway, would it have really been that surprising if one of us had turned out to be a cop?
Yes, because I would hate myself if I was a cop. And
Mm,
also, again, Phantom Thief who was being chased by the cops earlier, which would be a serious issue.
yes, I
That
suppose I
would
certainly
ruin
haven't.
the entire integrity of all of this act.
Hmm. Yes, and I suppose I certainly haven't shot you enough to be considered a cop myself.
Yeah, there has been a surprising lack of brutality here. You really need to catch up with them.
But the cop, the brutality, or what?
No, never mind.
Well, I mean, if you
You can
want
roll insight on
brutality,
that.
she.
You
Alright.
can roll insight on that.
Alright,
It was definitely an offhanded comment of rambling nature that he did not mean to say.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, doesn't get what he was getting at, but
Mm
that was definitely a train of thought
hmm. Mm
that
hmm.
was like, he is thinking out loud.
Mm hmm. Mm hmm.
That was not meant for her.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's fair at least. Well, I mean, if we need to up the level of brutality, I have a weapon. It's not like I came here armed with only a teacup.
Well, teacup can be quite painful. Aim it right. I can hit. I'd rather not.
Oh, please, I have a cannon. Why would I use a teacup?
You have a cannon.
Of course I do.
Like, hand cannon or, like, off a ship cannon.
Oh, kind of both, but for this I would use the hand cannon because, well, rolling in a physical cannon at this point in time, while it's a bit dramatic, silly, and toonish, sometimes you want dramatic, silly, and toonish. But no, I was talking about the hand cannon specifically.
Nope, haven't been shot yet. Would not like to find out what that's like, thanks.
Oh, you're no fun.
More, I prefer to avoid, getting shot. I've been told it's not fun.
Well, getting injured in general isn't fun. But sometimes things
Yeah,
happen, and
true.
that's how it is.
Well, it would be quite rude. Um, More so than anything else. Really just dick move to just suddenly shoot someone out of the blue. Like, I
Hmm.
mean, unduly dick move.
I mean, on the one hand, you assume I care about something like that, but really, I can't be bothered right now.
Grand. Delightful.
Besides, it's a nice ambiance, and I'd hate to ruin it.
It's another look around. Gets a 6 out of 10.
Look, there's another. Look, considering all the Look, one of the reasons I went with a vampire is that it's very, very easy for me to pull it off.
Yes. All you have to do is put some dead guy's blood in your mouth, because that's a thing that people do. Right.
Look, here, take off your glove and take my hand a moment. No, this
Nope.
is. No, just look.
Actually, no.
Look. No, here, look. It's not even anything weird about it. Honestly. Why are you so afraid of a hand? There's not even a weapon in it. Why are you
Maybe
so
I just don't
weird?
like touching people.
Why?
It's just there's more like there's a buffering wheel of like, well, you got him there.
It's just like,
Like,
it's just a simple thing I wanted to point out to take a moment, and I didn't want to just be rude and grab your hand about it. It seemed like a simple thing, like shaking hands.
cold. I'm gonna take my. Then I have to go in hammer space, and then I have to go and retrieve them from hammer space, and that can be any number of annoying things.
What are you going on
Honestly,
about? Why are you making such a simple handshake?
don't fucking worry about it. And he just one glove does come off, and he holds his hand out like, fine.
Okay. And she reaches out and she takes his hand and I guess insight or perception or something? Or
Sure,
medicine?
we'll
I
do.
don't know.
We'll do medicine because it is the same as insight.
Okay.
8. Delightful.
Ugh.
He's distracted by the cold.
Okay. It probably does. It probably definitely takes him a moment to realize, and he'll only notice like one thing, but her hand isn't like ice cold, but it's definitely kind of cold and clammy. Like, yeah, she's been out in the cold, like, core temperature drops, but usually when you hold someone's hand, there's like a warmth starts to build back up in the hand due to contact. Hers isn't doing that. It's not dead cold, but it's like
Yeah.
I don't know, holding a fish or something.
Yeah. It is noticed. And he is yoinking his hand back very quick, and the glove goes back on, and he is shaking his hand out like he's trying to get circulation back in it. Like, ugh, I hate the cold. I hate that.
What?
Ugh. I'm not gonna ask. I'm just, I think I have learned enough today. That is enough learning. I have filled my quota.
Look, some things are honestly just as simple as being a tune. It doesn't go any deeper than that. I am a tune. This is how I am.
The real kind.
Apparently you have, yes.
Ugh.
But there is no mysteries to be solved, no questions to be asked. This is how I am. This is how I always have been. If you want to think me a mole person or a dwarf or something, then that's your business, but I'm a tune. This is how I am. And it, again, genuinely does go no deeper than that.
At the very least, you're not a living snowman, so that ruled out that theory.
Very true. Very true. But yes, I can see in the dark. I am certainly not the only one who can. Cold doesn't bother me very much. I'm certainly not the only one who is unbothered by it.
There is a slight flick of those bat ears. Is just like, it is clear that is a tell of he wants to say something, but is pointedly not saying something.
Yeah, she doesn't comment. She actually here. No, not 20. Okay, 2 again. She does take her jacket back out and she uses everything to put them back on simply because she's going to be, leaving the alley and she doesn't want weird looks and she's just like basically putting her outfit back together. But as you said, this has been quite an exchange and I'm sure you've hidden enough from those seeking you out. I have a few more things I need to purchase. And I'm sure you've got somewhere hopefully warmer than here waiting for you.
Hmm. It's fine, just a haunted manor on the outskirts of town. It's not that chilly.
Oh, see, there you go. Now, I need a few potion ingredients, a few gifts. Oh, let's see, what am I short? Oh, need to pick up some chicken and cheese, I think, though of separate locations.
Well, while you finish up your grocery shopping, I'm getting out of here. Well, I'd wish you luck, but silly doubt you're going to need it grocery shopping.
Oh, come now, this close to Animus. It may be easy or hard. It depends on whether or not they're sold out of Portuguese tarts or not.
Not that close.
Fair enough.
Narrator note, I think it should be 2 days before Animus.
That would be funny. That would be funny.
Yeah, I saw that. Yes,
Wait, the second he says that, like, this down, like, outside the alley, just like this big crowd mob goes past of people with, like, presents and stuff, like, flying everywhere, like, fighting over things and just like.
Ooh.
I take it, you know, I'm gonna say you jinxed that one. I think you called that into existence.
Welp. That is not my problem. Maybe you will need that luck. Either way.
Oh, whatever.
Don't go putting any more weird things in your mouth. I don't want to hear any more stories about that.
Oh, come now. And here I was going to have some lovely fish guts for dinner.
Awful. Terrible. And he is just like, throws his hands up and is like, nope, I'm done.
Like, he does that, and she just, like, you know, back of hand, like, pats it to his chest. It's like, stop being so easy to get a rise out of. Come on now.
No, I think I've had my fill, and I have not nearly had enough dramatics today.
Oh, it almost feels like you're trying to get them all in at the last minute.
Well, yes. Obviously. But I have to save that for faint in front of fire.
Well, don't let me keep you, I suppose, and I guess depending on the plot, since this is... well, whether or not this happens again, I won't say either way, because saying either way can easily sway the plot one way or another, but I will simply say, be seeing you, I think that one's safe.
Safe enough.
There we go then. Not actively seeking out, but you know, whatever.
Alright. And with that, I think for the first time, because most of the time that she would have seen him traversing anywhere, it's just been like teleporting occasionally, then a few steps, and then just bamfing from shadow to shadow. He does teleport, but this time it is straight up into the air. Before those wings snap open, and he is diving his way low across the rooftops and is gone very quickly.
She just like kind of watches, smiles a bit, casually shakes out some of the snow, and just rejoins the whole holiday mess.
And hopefully is able to find what she is looking for. Actually, for funny, for the last bit, you want to roll whatever you so choose to try and find the last of the shopping.
Ooh, this one could be fun. Let me... That's a nat one. No, he jinxed it. He absolutely jinxed it.
He did.
She is so glad she got so much of it done earlier, and she'll probably just have to either A, come back later and steal some shit, or just B, go tomorrow. But yeah, that's a nat 1. She probably like tries again for like a little bit, but then it's like it's just too much chaos, and she's just like, you know what? No, I know better. I know better. This has been jinxed. I'm leaving before it gets worse. I got some things. That's good. I'll get the rest of it later.
And I think as we can zoom out away from Spica having to dodge and weave around frantically summoned animus crowds. Uh um Oh god. I think we can call that a wrap.
Yeah, I think we can. Oh, that's
Yay.
good. Yay.
Thank you for playing with me,
Thank
Blaze.
you for playing with me too. This was a lot of fun. And thank you to future listening audiences.
Yeah. May
Yeah.
everyone have a wonderful time zone. Bye
Oh, yeah.
bye.
Bye.